Synergy 2 is available now and makes sharing a keyboard or mouse between two systems so simple that anyone could do it. Check it out in the link in the description down below. We're here at InWin checking out the 915 full tower chassis. As you can see, there is a lot of curved aluminum. This case uses all aluminum, minimum 3 millimeters thick. Normally here, there's a tempered glass side panel. It would look like that. There's another tempered glass side panel on the back. The curvature of the case, as you can see, there's a big, nice curve along the front of the case and on the back, is to house this top mechanical unit. You can see when I press this button, it goes down. When I press the button again, it goes up, as you may have expected. Also, when you turn the computer off, about roughly 10-ish seconds later, it will automatically go down. That is to prevent dust from just floating into the computer. And it could have maybe solved this with just a dust cover or something like that, but that's not as cool as a mechanized top that has like glass on it so you can properly see all your fans. It looks great. Now, you might be wondering, due to this curved front and this curved back, how do you get to your radiator and stuff? Or how do you plug things in? Well, you get to your radiator by opening up this back with two captive thumb screws. Once you unscrew them, they stay there. These are fully unscrewed right now. You open it up. This is how you would plug things like cables or flash drives in. You'd run it through the grating in the back if it's a cable, or you just leave it where it is if it's a flash drive. Then there's two captive screws again on the bottom of this large unit where you can see the motor for making the thing go up and down. You undo those, slide the whole thing back and up, and it releases just the mechanism for the panel, not the fan or the radiator. Then you would access the fan or the radiator by releasing a screw that's right up near the front of the case, lifting that entire unit out. Then you can change things, put on a radiator, put on fans, do all that kind of stuff outside of the case, mount that inside, put this mechanism back, swing this thing back in, do the thumb screws, and it's all closed up. Moving on to the inside of the main system compartment of the case, you can see there's quite a few fans. There's two fans right here, there's three more fans in the front, and there's one fan in the back. The breathability of this case, however, is slightly questionable. There's some funky stuff going on. There is that large, really good looking aluminum curved panel in the front, but it's solid. Can't breathe through that. There's nowhere for it to breathe at the top, there's nowhere for it to breathe at the side. Where the front breathes is actually through the bottom. You can see that the dust filter at the bottom actually extends all the way to the front of the case, capturing where these few fans are. So they have a little bit of place to breathe from, but there's three of them, so they're not going to be pushing a huge amount of air through that tiny little area. But I guess you could open the door if you wanted, and then they have a massive amount of place to breathe from, but no filter. So it's up to you. These bottom two that are just above, like the power supply shroud, which is included and goes fully across the case, would breathe through the bottom, and the bottom is filtered as well. Now on the back side of the case, we have another tempered glass panel, but this one is a little bit different. As you can see, there's a whole whack ton of InWin logos on this. This was done with the intention of hiding the cables because there's no panels or covers or anything to hide your cable mesh, but it's not very effective at this point in time. It doesn't actually really hide them at all. There is apparently plans in place to change how the logos are laid out to try to help hide your cables, because with tempered glass on the back panel, you really need to do something about that. But as this case isn't releasing until about the end of Q2, we aren't able to see that at this time. What is also revealed back here is the fact that you can mount up to 12 2.5-inch drives, or 8 2.5-inch drives, and 4 3.5-inch drives. The 3.5-inch drives or 2.5-inch drives, 4 of them, would mount down here in the bottom with these easy to release hard drive cages, and the rest of the 2.5-inch go in a whole bunch of different areas. In terms of front I/O, you've got your power button, a reset button, 2 USB 3 Type A ports, a Type C port, a headphone and microphone jack, and the up and down vent switch that we mentioned before. This case is not going to be cheap. It's going to be north of or equal to $450 US, but this is in their more premium line of cases, so that is to be expected. If your wallet can take a pretty sizable hit, it could be an interesting case to get. Other than that, Synergy 2 is out. They've simplified a whole bunch of stuff with the new release. There's no longer the server client settings that you have to set up, just all your systems will work together. It's also able to communicate over more complicated networks that Synergy 1 used to have problems with back in the past, so you don't have to worry about that stuff anymore. There's a new UI, there's SSL encrypted connections, it's much more simple. You're even able to access your computers before you've logged into them if you have all the stuff shared over, which is nice, so you can move the stuff over, log in from there. Everything's nice and good to go. If you want to check it out in the link in the description. All right, thanks for watching this video. Like it if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. Get subscribed to see probably not CES content. This is probably going to be near the end. So get subscribed to see maybe like 1 or 2 more videos from CES, and then the rest of just, you know, our normal videos. If you're tired of CES content, be sure to stay subscribed because it's almost done. I'll see you later.